Hi, it's Miss Christina, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Own Voices movement. Recently, there has been a concerted effort to recognize and embrace own voices stories in literature. The Own Voices movement refers to an author from a marginalized or underrepresented group writing characters from that same group. These stories are informed by the author's own life experiences and perspectives, as opposed to someone outside of that community writing as a character from an underrepresented group. That isn't to say that there aren't many amazing books about people in marginalized communities written by people outside of those communities. These characters can still be written with sensitivity and respect. However, Own Voices literature contains layers of nuance and insight that might be missed by an author who has not lived that particular experience. So now we would like to introduce you to some of the incredible Own Voices titles that we have in our collection.
Hi, I'm Miss Margaret, and I'm here to share some titles which are called Own Voices that we have in our collection. The first story is called Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez-Neal. Alma Sofia Esperanza Jose Pura Candela has a very long name, and she asks her father why. Her father explains that each person in her family wanted to give her, as a gift, a name after themselves. And it's a beautiful story about heritage and appreciating family. Juana Martinez-Neal is from Lima, Peru, and this story is based on her experiences as a young girl. The next story I'd like to share also has to do with names. It's called The Name Jar by Yan Suk Choi. Yoon Hai moved from Korea, and she's anxious about going to school with a different name. But she learns how special her name is and learns to share with others the story about her name. And the last book I'd like to share is from our fiction section in chapter books. It's called Brown Girl Dreaming, and it's by Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson also has several picture book titles in our collection. This is a wonderful story written in verse that's autobiographical and talks about kind of the coming of age of Jacqueline Woodson's life as a young girl. It's another beautiful story. If you'd like other recommendations from our Own Voices collection, you can always ask us. We're here to help.
I'm Miss Lydia, and I wanted to share some Own Voices board books with you. Now, all these suggestions feature photographs of babies, which is excellent for your baby's development. My favorite is May We Have Enough to Share by Teeling Sean author Richard Van Camp. All the photographs in this book are taken by an Indigenous women's collective and are of Indigenous babies and their families. The sweet message in this book is one of gratitude and of caring for others, a message that hits home especially these days, but is long-lasting throughout your child's life. Two other books I wanted to share are My Hair is Beautiful by Shauntay Grant and Pride Colors by Robin Stevenson. All three of these books have simple text and beautiful photographs, perfect for reading together or for your little one to enjoy on their own.
Hey everyone, it's Miss Rose from the LaGrange Park Library, here to recommend some Own Voices titles for you. The first I have is Selma the Syrian Chef by Danny Ramadan and Anna Braun, and this is a beautifully illustrated story of a young Syrian refugee who is feeling out of place, feeling lonely, can tell her mother is sad, and so she decides to make her mother's favorite food from home, and she gathers the help of her community, and it is a wonderful story with a recipe in the back. My next recommendation is Ninth Ward by Jewell Parker Rhodes, and this is set during Hurricane Katrina, and it's a lovely story of family, love, hope, with a little bit of the supernatural mixed in. And my last recommendation is Trickster. This is a collection of graphic novels done by Native authors and illustrators, so a bunch of different stories in there. Enjoy.
Okay, my first pick is El Deafo by Cece Bell. This is a warm and funny graphic novel memoir inspired by the author's own experiences growing up with hearing loss. In this touching story, Cece starts a new school where she feels different because of her hearing aid. When she discovers that it can be used to hear everything her teacher says anywhere in the school, she thinks it could make her a superhero, which is fun and exciting on its own, but what she really wants is a friend. This is a touching and relatable story for everyone who has ever felt a little different, and the author's own experiences lend a reality and a richness to the book that you might not otherwise get if it wasn't an Own Voices story. My second pick is a really fun series of early chapter books called Meet Yasmin by Sadia Faruqi. Like the author, Yasmin is Pakistani-American, and she's such a lively and energetic character that you can't help but love. She's always trying new things like exploring, painting, getting into fashion, and the illustrations are amazing as well. And then my third pick is The First Rule of Punk by Celia C. Pérez, which is about an awesome Mexican-American punk rock heroine named Malu who decides to form a band and learns the importance of expressing yourself and juggling all the different facets of your personality and heritage that make up who you are.